Imagine nothingness. And you're floating in that nothingness, being nothing. I mean, being everything. Nothing and everything is the same. So, and just waiting for something to pop up out of divine, some kind of popcorn effect. Oh! And then something popped. And you realize, oh, there's a call. Someone is calling me. And then you pay attention to that call and you realize that your mother and your father are making love together. And your father's sperm...
Nobody wants to imagine
Okay. I have to talk about it. This is a really pivotal moment.
Okay.
Father's sperm enters the egg. At that moment of that beautiful cosmic bliss, new cell got born. And it starts vibrating and pulsating. And it's like all directions. 7 directions, but there are more directions, but we cannot comprehend with our own, logic and my limited mind. And it sends the beacon to the universe. And you are there floating, and you pick up that signal because it has specific frequency that is aligned to your own quest, your own experiences, your own lessons that you have to learn. It's like it calls you. It has to call you because you pick up the signal. Only you. Maybe others like twin sisters. It's like one on one side of the universe, and then it's like, oh, time to meet.
That's how our mother describes when she tells the story of our birth. She says,
we were arguing about it.
We were arguing about it, and then we both fell in.
Exactly.
And she's never done any mushrooms.
Exactly.
Right, are you sure?
And then immediately.
Pregnancy can be a little bit like a mushroom trip as well.
Yeah.
And giving birth too. So
Yeah.
it's quite trippy.
I mean, I don't want to talk about sex, but this is really psychedelic if you go into it. But anyway, that's
lots of things can be psychedelic. True.
Yeah, it's just like.
Sorry.
Anyway, and then that moment you pick up the signal. You knew everything. Immediately, what's going to happen? You knew your father's side, your mother's side, all these imprints from every single part of the family. Their hardship, their struggle, their worries, their dreams, their desires, their failures, all of it embedded in the DNA that send the frequency. You knew your mother's side as well. Exactly the pot of those mixture, pain and anxiety and happiness, all that is human, it's there bubbling, inviting.
Like a seed of a tree, right?
Yeah.
That contains all the information of the future.
That's the knowledge.
How beautiful.
Call it the tree of life.
So okay. So you are really compacted information field, really compacted into tiny little microscopic stuff.
That's right. And then you knew everything. But also, you knew your own quest, your own glitches, your own lessons, all that you accumulated as precious jewels that you call myself. And what you need to accomplish, what you need to, understand. And with father and mix, and then that's called triangulation.
Well, I need to understand that in order to what? Why? What do I need to achieve?
And then you dive into the abyss, forgetting your infinite divine nature, and you got squeezed and squashed into tiny little cell. That tiny little light that scientists recently discovered, they took a photo of that. The moment that sperm penetrates the egg, light got born, and
let there be light.
The cell got pops like popcorn. Oh, it's there. Thank you. It starts multiplying and dividing itself, becoming more. 100 trillion cells from one cell. 100 trillion. So from that moment, you squeeze and squash your nature into that cell. You forget about it. Who you are, where you're going, what lessons you have to learn. But you go into this imprint from your father and mother and learning about yourself with pain, with anxiety, with happiness, with all of that. At one point, it's a call to remember who you are. It's embedded in all of us. Some hear just tiny little noise of that bell and they okay,
Sound,
this,
not
I mean,
noise. Sound.
sound. Not noise, but sound, yeah. I said, it's a little bit noise at the beginning, but later you can be
No,
sound.
you just have to be right.
Yeah, exactly. And then you start waking up. Okay? So
That's why you need to know.
that's what you need to do.
You ask, why do I need to know? That's why. Because you're hearing the sound, the noise
Yeah.
of your soul calling you to remember why you came here.
And you can't be yourself if you don't accept your good and not good side. So you were talking about pain and anxiety and all of that shit comparing to bliss
Like
and
that
joy.
song says, right?
Yeah.
You know,
And that's the
do you remember
mixed
the
pot.
song
Which one?
that says the moment we stop running from the demons in our
Oh,
head
yeah.
and instead we choose to love them, and something about she said, and embrace all of it, the darkness and the light. That's when we truly become alive. She said that's when we come into our true inheritance.
That's beautiful. I found like the moments of peace were like a lot of things together. You know, like there were things that I wanted to be there and things I didn't want to be there. But then I come back to like, but wait, I need to be discerning. I need to be like, I can't accept this. You know, like if something's toxic or like not good.
You need to well, you keep engaging your mind to discern, and you need to trust your soul. When you truly drop into your heart and you truly are fully present to your soul will protect you. It will not allow you to go into something toxic, because your soul is love, and it starts with self-love. Self-love will protect you.
But even if you have to go to toxic situation,
Yeah.
why didn't you say thank you? Because it's meant to be that way. You have to learn something. You can't learn love from love. You have to experience what's not love in order to understand and learn love. You see?
True.
If you want to understand the light, then you have to be thrown into the darkness, real deep ditch of the darkness, and then raise up as the light. You know?
So it's all good.
It's all
It's
good.
all good. Exactly.
Because
That's
you know what's good news here? Excuse me, honey. What is good news? The good news is that you are infinite. And what we are having here is just little train station where we, stretch our legs and and then breathe a little bit and go to pee, and have some snack, and then we go to another,
Continue journey.
until another
Or
station.
maybe stop to take the scenery and
Yeah.
take a few photographs.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all good. Ivan's famous response when people say, I had the most beautiful journey. I met my soul. I met divine. And Ivan says, good. And then the next person said, I had a horrible experience. Was in hell. Ivan says, good. Because they're all good and important experiences. And they're not just in this journey, in life. If you truly can see that every terrible experience is actually for you. Remember what I said, his famous saying, nothing happens to you, it's all for you. That's when you become a true alchemist. That's when you transcend.
That's where your power is as well. There are two kinds of power, but it's only one power. But let's say, because we live in duality, so two kinds of power. One is unconscious power and one is conscious power. So unconscious power is ruled by causes and consequences, and you are a victim in it. While the conscious power is, I'm powerful and I'm choosing my reality the way I want to choose.
And today,
There's nothing wrong with that.
in the ceremony, some of you might have heard terrible noise, really big, like banging, loud. I don't know if anyone heard that, okay? And I went outside. I knew it was a demolition. Some old house was being demolished, right? And I thought, how appropriate. I loved it. The old is being demolished so that the new can be built,
Yeah.
right?
There was a noise actually.
There was a horrible, like really bang, bang. But yeah, sometimes that's necessary too, right, Ali?
Yes, of course. Honey.
Yeah.
You see, in Hinduism, there are three principles. There's left, right, and middle, called Shiva, Shakti, or Brahma in the middle. It's the power to create, power to destroy. They are supporting each other. You can't create anything without destroying something. Am I right? You have to destroy the old in order to build something new. But those dualistic principles can destroy each other and be totally destructive if there is no middle point which maintains those two equations. A light will not fight the darkness. It's going to surrender to it, but the darkness is going to fight the light. And that's where the middle point is really important. Who is maintaining those two powers? You see, you have left brain hemisphere, you have right brain hemisphere. You are sometimes thinking logically, sometimes thinking creatively. You have feminine power, you have masculine power. That's your power. But the real power is in the middle. That's where grounding is, your heart, where you are feeling more, thinking less. And that's where the real power, the power of your heart. You see. So, that's when you hear that.
Wake up.
Wake up. That's the time that God provided a parachute for you because you are falling down into the abyss and then say, okay, fuck, I've got parachute. Click.
Perfect.
Oh, thank you.
And then what you realize, when the parachute opens, you realize, I've never been falling down. I've been falling upwards. Truly.
Exactly.
It's at times when we feel that we are falling down into the abyss, it's at those times that we are actually growing and evolving. So we're falling upwards, not downwards. Just remember that.
In the midst of your misery, that's the pivotal point of your healing, because you're healing yourself deep, deep at the core of your soul. When you feel, my life totally sucks, I'm going to kill myself. That's the moment you are really deeply healing your soul. And everything
that's the
is
invitation to deal with.
And also invitation as well.
And this is the trick. The formula that we often teach people is this. When you're in the grip of the worst pain, remember the mantra, and the mantra is thank you. That's the primary mantra. Thank you, even for this, even though I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Thank you, because I know even this is from me, through me, and for me. And I'm open to receive any lesson, healing, or transformation through that. I promise you, I guarantee you, we speak from personal experiences. We're not speaking from books. I guarantee you, you will shift, you will feel that and you will know, you'll literally be pulled upwards. And you will know that you have evolved, that you jumped several, that you made a huge leap.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
Okay, now the question has been answered. Thank you.
Oh, there was a question here? I thought we were chatting. Okay, I was in the washroom. I didn't know. Okay.
Okay. Yes.